While the Montecito dream collapses under the weight of canceled contracts and unsellable jam, a much darker shadow is lengthening over Meghan Markle's future. Prince William, the master of the long game, is now in possession of a digital detonator that could vaporize the remains of the Sussex brand. The bullying dossier. The quest to become global billionaires is ending in a warehouse full of dead stock. The cost of naivety. Henry Mountbatten, Harry, a man with zero practical business experience, bet the farm on his wife's Suits persona. He signed off on every move, convinced she was the architect of a new empire. The absurdity of scale. Reports of 80 staff members for a simple 1+1 cooking show? The cupboards are full of flour sprinkles and wickless candles, monuments to administrative waste and a total lack of market demand. The desperate pivot. The fake royal tour to the Middle East wasn't about diplomacy. It was a high-stakes hunt for a sugar daddy backer to inject cash into the dying as-ever brand before the lights go out. Harry signed off because she convinced him this was the path to the billions. Now, he's counting the cost of an empire that has an expiry date on its products and its persona. William's fury is no longer a private matter. He holds the key to a vault that Meghan has spent millions to keep sealed. The sovereign override. Under the Iron Era protocols, Prince William, as the future monarch, has the absolute power to unblock the findings of the internal bullying investigation. The humanity audit. While the Duchess markets global compassion, William remembers the staff who required therapy after working for her. For the Iron King, this isn't just business, it's justice for the traumatized workers who were silenced to protect the institution's image. The timing. William isn't striking now. He is waiting for the exact moment Meghan attempts her final rebranding to release the findings. The diva ship demands will be exposed in 4K, turning her humanitarian shield into a legal liability. Meghan Markle may have outmaneuvered the traditionalists, but she underestimated the loyalty William inspires in his inner circle. The catalyst. Jason Knopf, the man who first sounded the alarm, still operates within William's orbit. He remains the primary witness to the atmospheric terror allegedly inflicted on the palace staff. The final deletion. Once the bullying report is unblocked, no investor in Hollywood or the Middle East will touch the Markle brand. Who wants to partner with a global icon whose internal record is defined by Employee Intelligence Summary, March 8, 2026? The whistleblower, Jason Knopf, and the documented evidence of the diva demands. The power move, William's authority to override the blocking of the inquiry. The inventory crash, the collapse of the as-ever lifestyle projects, March 2026. Behind the polished oak doors of the Sovereign's archives, a digital folder has been unlocked. It doesn't contain bank statements or property deeds. It contains something far more volatile, the human audit. These are the testimonies of the aides, the secretaries, and the young professionals who once believed they were working for a modern fairy tale, only to find themselves in what they described as an atmospheric terror. The voices of the silenced describe a regime that didn't follow the sun, but the relentless pace of a Hollywood ego. The digital barrage. Testimonies reveal a constant stream of diva demands, aggressive emails and frantic calls beginning before dawn. This wasn't hard work. According to the dossier, it was a calculated test of loyalty designed to break boundaries. The crying at desks, ledger. The report documents multiple instances of young staff members in tears, overwhelmed by a communication style that Jason Knopf, the whistleblower, famously called unacceptable behavior. The most chilling part of Chapter 49 is the stark contrast between public branding and private reality. The public persona. While the Duchess was giving global speeches on kindness and mental health advocacy, the internal records show her own staff were allegedly seeking professional therapy to cope with the stress of working under her. The silencing. For years, these voices were managed by non-disclosure agreements and the institutional need for palace peace. But the Iron Era doesn't believe in silence. Prince William has signaled that the protection of the institution will no longer extend to those who mistreated the people serving it. The voices, find their anchor in the testimony of Jason Knopf, the man who refused to look the other way. The whistleblower's revenge. Meghan Markle allegedly viewed Knopf as a catalyst for her downfall. In reality, he was the first person to document the broken people left in her wake. The sovereign override. By unblocking this inquiry, William is giving these staff members back their voices. He is transforming them from collateral damage in a PR war into the primary witnesses of a character assessment that will be permanent. Internal dossier. Documented reports of atmospheric terror within the Sussex household. The therapy logs. Evidence of staff members requiring psychological support. The power shift. William's decision to prioritize staff welfare over the Sussex shield. The bullying dossier is no longer a secret file. Under the direct authority of the sovereign, the Iron King has authorized a controlled but total release of the findings to the Parliamentary Oversight Committee. The Sussex shield has been vaporized. In the hills of Montecito and the boardrooms of Beverly Hills, the reaction is not a shout, but a frantic, coordinated delete. The social erasure. Within hours of the dossier's release, A-list contact lists are scrubbed. The leading lady, who once commanded global attention, is now a liability. Major agencies issue quiet directives. No partnerships, no appearances, no association. The as-ever liquidation. The warehouse full of jam and candles is no longer a business. It's a tax write-off. With the bullying label officially attached by a sovereign inquiry, the brand is toxic. Retailers who once flirted with the idea of a partnership now treat the Markle name like a digital contagion. At Sandringham, Henry Mountbatten watches the news cycles spin. He is no longer part of the billionaire dream. The final audit. He looks at the expired products of his life. 80 staff members for a show that never aired. A Middle Eastern tour that yielded 0 investors. He realizes that while he was watching his wife work on film sets in Toronto, she was already writing the script for his own isolation. The sovereign silence. He calls London. The call is screened. A palace aide informs him that the king is busy with the business of the state. The door isn't just locked. The hinges have been removed. In the quiet of the white drawing room, Prince William closes the digital folder. He doesn't look celebratory. He looks like a man who has finished a difficult, necessary surgery. The restoration. The Iron Era has successfully reclaimed the narrative. By allowing the truth to act as the ultimate weapon, William hasn't just defeated a rival. He has sterilized the throne for the next generation. The final frame. The screen glitches one last time, showing the Sussex Royal website. It flickers, then fades into a simple, elegant crest of the Prince of Wales. The history of the renegades has been moved to the archived section of the national memory. Final intelligence audit market data. As ever assets officially filed for Chapter 7 liquidation. Palling. Public trust in the Iron Era reaches a 10-year high. The Royal Rogue. Final assessment. The long game is won. The script has burned to ash. March 2026, Sandringham Estate. While the world looks toward the Regency ascendant in London, the man formerly known as Prince Harry has become a ghost in his own land. Sequestered in the gamekeeper's lodge, Henry Mountbatten lives in a world of silence, broken only by the delivery of secure documents and the cold gaze of his royal protection officers. Inside the lodge, the air is thick with the scent of wood smoke and old paper. Henry is writing again, but this time there is no million-dollar contract from Penguin Random House, the unpublished memoirs. These are not stories of rebellion or freedom. They are the frantic, handwritten notes of a man trying to find where the script went wrong. He traces the timeline of the Cayman audit, looking for the moment he became the front man for a deception he didn't even understand. The biometric betrayal. He stares at the 4K footage of the Meridian Trust lobby, his wife standing before a vault that he could never open. In the Iron Era, the realization that you were never a partner, but a variable, is the ultimate penance. The video calls to California have stopped. The Freedom Flight has ended in a signal-jammed isolation. The silent phone. Meghan is now a non-extradition ghost in the Mediterranean, her assets frozen by the IRS and the King's Trust. Henry's attempts to reach her are met with a connection-failed screen, a digital metaphor for their entire marriage, the spare of Sandringham. He walks the grounds of the estate, always watched, never approached. To the local villagers, he is a specter, a reminder of a crisis that the Iron King has successfully solved through the power of total erasure. On his desk lies a photograph from 2018, a wedding day that seems like it happened in another century. The erasure of the titles. He looks at his passport, no HRH, no prince. He is a private citizen under a sovereign management protocol. The William paradox. He realizes that his brother, the Iron King, didn't destroy him out of hate, but out of a brutal clinical necessity to save the crown. By taking away Henry's voice, William has given him the only thing he ever truly claimed to want: privacy. But it is a privacy that feels like a prison. Final recluse audit. March 2026. Status: permanent residency at Sandringham under the de-identification agreement. Communication: zero external contact with Markle & Co. entities. The royal rogue. Final assessment: the prince who sought the world found only the silence of the woods. 2026. Westminster Abbey. The Iron Era has culminated in this single high-definition moment. This is not the coronation of 1953 or even 2023. This is the ascension of the 4K king. William V stands before the altar, not as a symbol of the past, but as the architect of a sterilized, transparent future. The ceremony has been stripped of the pageant of contradiction that Princess Anne warned about. Silver and steel, the heavy gold orbs and velvet capes have been replaced by a streamlined, service-first aesthetic. The ritual is shorter, sharper, and broadcast in 8K to every corner of the planet. The digital oath. In addition to the ancient religious vows, William swears a new, modern oath, the oath of transparency. He pledges a reign defined by the Iron Audit, a monarchy where every penny of the crown estate is public data, and every action is rooted in duty, not celebrity. Beside him stands Catherine, the Princess of Wales, now the Queen Consort and the Regent Ascendant, the cultural bridge. Her presence is the stabilizer. While William represents the iron structure of the state, Catherine represents the soft power that connects the crown to the youth of the Commonwealth. The new dynasty, Prince George, Charlotte, and Louis, stand in the front row, a visual promise of a fortress of loyalty. They are the first generation of the post-noir monarchy, raised without the noise of the Montecito shadows. The most striking feature of the ceremony is what is missing: the empty seats. There is no seat for Henry Mountbatten. There is no mention of the renegades. The 4K cameras, programmed with the Protocol 404 algorithm, do not even accidentally pan to the areas where the ghosts of Sandringham might have stood. Total deletion. As the crown is placed on William's head, the world doesn't look for a reaction from California. The Sussex name has been so thoroughly archived that it no longer triggers a global trend. The Iron King has achieved the impossible. He has made the drama irrelevant. Final sovereign audit. Broadcast data: 4.2 billion viewers, the most watched event in human history. Institutional status: the Iron Era is officially codified into the British Constitution. The royal rogue. Final assessment: the king didn't just take the throne, he took back the story. The noir is over. The future is clear. The Iron King has secured the realm. The renegades are a footnote. The story is settled. This concludes our investigative journey through the Royal Noir era of 2026.